Hello, this is Stan from New Jersey Electric Vehicle Association, and today is December 24th, 2023. And I am here at the Hyundai Pohanka at Salisbury in Maryland. This is on the peninsula where the Delaware state is located, and we're traveling from New Jersey from our home in Somerset. We just passed Delaware. We arrived to Maryland, and we are charging at this charge point network station. Now, let me tell you a little bit about what's the story here. So, our family has decided to um, pull the trigger and take our 2017 Chevy Bolt for a road trip. Earlier this year, we traveled to Niagara Falls. It was end of May, Memorial Day weekend, warm temperature. The battery was very happy. We had no problems charging on our way to Delaware, to Niagara, two times. Once at Electrify America and once at Tesla Supercharger. Yes, Tesla Supercharger in New York State is equipped with the Magic Dock. And everything went well. We traveled 400 miles. So my wife said, "Why don't we go to Florida with this Chevy Bolt?" And I was like, "You're crazy, you know." And particularly, she wanted to go in winter. Now, in between the holidays, between the Christmas and New Year's Eve. So we have two Chevy Bolts. One, which is driven by myself, this one, Chevy 2017. And my wife, she has also 2017. It's LT. This one is Premier. The one that we took to Niagara Falls was her vehicle, the LT model. And today we are taking my vehicle. It has more miles actually on the clock. It has right now 93,000 miles, and it has updated battery. This vehicle was subject of the 70 miles an hour test with Tom Malagany, which will be actually 2 years ago. At that time, the standardized test gave us 174 miles, if I'm not mistaken. Um, and so today it's our first day of traveling south. I'm not sure whether we will be able to make it all the way to Florida, but today our final destination for hotel is in Smithfield in North Carolina. And this is our first charging spot. It is 195 miles from our home, and we departed with 100% battery, and we arrived with 18. So we used 82% of the available capacity. And for Chevy Bolt in winter, and the temperature outside has been on departure 5 degrees Celsius. Okay, so it's like 40 something Fahrenheit, 43, 45. And here comes the story. This vehicle, this Chevy Bolt, is actually modified. And the way how it's modified is that the thermal loop for powertrain and for the battery are merged together, so that the heat that is released by the powertrain is not wasted in the radiator, but it goes into the battery. I have a couple of videos outlining how I executed the project. But the other thing which I did not have captured yet is that I have insulation at the bottom of the battery, because I resolved that some of the heat is being lost through, obviously, when temperature outside is low, it's lost through just convective heat loss. So let me show you. So this, the pink stuff, that's Formular, 1/2 inch insulation from Home Depot. And also put the insulation in the front so that the powertrain is not cooled passively through the air. And I tell you that I see a huge improvement. I have been testing it for the last several months, and even for charging, the battery can reach level 2 charging in my home. I have 16 amp charger, and I can reach comfortably 70 to 80, up to 75 Fahrenheit. It's at 21 degrees Celsius, just by level 2 charging. And the reason we decided to bring this modified Bolt for our trip versus the unmodified is because as we drive, the battery actually keeps warming up. When we departed, the battery was 60 Fahrenheit, and with the unmodified vehicle, we would be arriving with probably something around 50, 55 Fahrenheit, because the way how the vehicle is designed, that as we drive, the battery is no, it doesn't warm up essentially. It actually cools because it copies the temperature outside. So because the temperature outside is cooler, the battery would normally cool down. And when we arrive to fast charging station, it would not charge at the fast speed. It would actually start maybe 20 kilowatts, 30 kilowatts. And the Bolt has maximum charging at 55 kilowatts, between 0 and 50% state of charge. With this modification that we have, instead of arriving with the temperature about 60, 55 Fahrenheit, let's say, we arrived with 73 Fahrenheit. Now the ideal temperature for charging is about 76 Fahrenheit, upwards all the way to 90. So this was actually perfect, because when we plugged it in, the charging kicked all the way to 49 kilowatts, which for Bolt in December here in this area, it's amazing. It's perfect charging speed. So this modification allows us to get longer range because the battery is warmer. Warmer battery gives you longer range, and it also allows us to charge faster, right? You know those stories when Bolt owners are complaining that the vehicle is charging at 20 or 30 kilowatts, which is substantially slower than what you would experience in summer. Again, in summer you would get 55. So yeah, that is amazing. So far we are happy. So the projected range, if we were about to drain it from 100 to 0, today it was about 245 miles. And bear in mind that there are 4 passengers sitting in the vehicle. Me, the overweight guy, right? My wife, she's skinny, and I have 2 14-year-old kids. For the most part, we were driving 65 miles an hour, and the last 40 miles, it was a little bit less. It was about 60 miles an hour. And hey, it was 195 miles, and we still had over 40 miles remaining. So yeah, this is pretty amazing. And I will try to make video at every fast charging spot to capture my experience with this modified Bolt. Talk to you later.